So I just need 1 minute to address my Indian audience, then we can start the interview in English, right?
Yes.
All right. नमस्ते भारत, दिस इज वीरेन मिश्रा। वेलकम टू द वीरेन मिश्रा शो। मेरे साथ आज इसराइल से लियात कोहन रवीब जी जुड़ी हुई हैं। और इस समय ये जहाँ पे मौजूद हैं, ये इसराइल का नॉर्दर्न बॉर्डर है, वहाँ पे काफी टेंशन की सिचुएशन बनी हुई है। आज हम इससे कुछ सवाल जवाब करेंगे और जानेंगे कि वहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है। शलोम।
Shalom.
I hope you and your
Shalom.
family members are fine. You're doing well. You are in northern side of Israel, right?
Yeah. Actually, today is the day that we were asked to leave our home. We live in Metula, which is the northest community in Israel. It's literally about 30 to 100 meters from the border with Lebanon. It's very unique, actually, because it's a community. I think it's unique in the world in that sense that it's surrounded by border, who is now a hostile border, in 70% of our fence. So there's like one entrance to Metula, and all the rest is basically the Lebanese border. So we were asked today to leave. So yes. So this is very pirate kind of situation.
Yeah, I can understand. Even I must appreciate that the way you guys are handling this tough situation. Uh, it's not easy for you guys. I can understand that. The updates which I'm getting from Israel to various social media sources, through media sources, that's very disturbing. I just got the information about the massacre that happened in Israel, where many small kids were killed, and even I got the information that a pregnant woman was dissected. That's really very horrible, doesn't it? So even when I saw your profile, I came to that you have been posting a lot of updates about the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. You have a good influence on the people of Israel. You have an excellent follower base too. What are you observing? Are the people of Israel worried about their safety, or they are ready to face any challenges that comes along the way?
Well, before I answer any question, I'll just share with you just like one person perspective in this time and this like difficult and um disturbing times that we have. Like this last week is impossible, unbearable in so many ways. So from our small family perspective, my little girl who's 19 got back yesterday from a funeral. One of her classmates lost his life in battle. The old daughter, who just finished her army service less than a year ago, was recruited again to join and help the IDF in the media war that we're having. Her boyfriend in the last 5 years, who is like my son, is a combat unit soldier, got drafted like a week ago on Sunday. We have a few cousins, kids of friends, neighbors. Everybody now is in the army or doing something in the army and trying to contribute. So what's happening now in this small country of Israel touches everyone and hurts everyone. 1,400 people in one day is a number that you can't even start to grasp or handle. Proportionally to our population, it's not something that you can even start to digest. Like if this would happen in India, it will equivalent about 170,000 people a day. So
Yes,
that's the proportion.
exactly.
And then so just as a number. And now when you understand that it was like a brutal, evil, horrifying massacre, murder, then it makes it even more, I don't know if you can say even more worse, because it's worse by now. It's just terrible. And for the last 7 days, we are waking up every day to starting to understand the ramifications of this event. Again, with a lack of a better term, I don't even have like terms to use.
Even I don't have any term to use, horrible or worse. It seems very small words, very small terms to how to this is how to address this demonic acts which this Hamas people are doing, Hamas terrorists are doing. This is very, very horrible. Inhumane. Monsters act like this, right?
Monsters, I don't know. Monsters act like this when they're hungry, when they want to eat. people have no reason to act like this. There's no justification. Like
Yeah.
there's
There is no
no
benefit. There is
justification.
no benefit for Hamas from this war. They don't have any land benefit, no monetary benefit, no diplomatic benefits. They were terrorists and they will be a terrorist, and they are banned from many countries, and they will remain banned forever.
I
If they get saved by Israel by any chance.
I hope. I truly hope. I think that this is a problem of the Western world. It's not a Israeli problem.
Yeah. This is a
It's
problem of the whole world,
a
I think.
humanity problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you asked a question about the people here, right? You
Yeah.
asked how people are like worried or
They're ready to face any challenges that comes underway.
well, so it's both. I think it's both. I'll tell you. We are worried because we're Jewish. And if you know our history a little bit, you know that we've been worried for the last 3,600 years.
Exactly.
We have reoccurring reasons to stay alert and to stay worried all the time. But if you've met one Jew for a few minutes, if he or she were Israelis, then even more so, then you also know that we are very brave at the same time. I think that more than bravery or fear or worriness, what we have is just a Jewish spirit, right? I think that, look, we are a very ancient people. We have seen empires rises and fall, cultures that were magnificent that just vanished, and are not here anymore. Languages that were used and are not being used anymore. And here we are, small in size, but huge in spirit. And we are not afraid of a long road. We actually have a saying in Hebrew.
Here in Mumbai, I have met one Jewish. He was from Israel. I got to know that he's from Israel. Looking his looks, the way he was dressed in a traditional Jewish way, and I was so happy to see him.
Yeah.
We have a Jewish community here in Mumbai. There are many Jews who lived in Mumbai, and we have a
Right.
Indian community in Israel also.
There's a very interesting history in Mumbai.
Yes, exactly.
Jewish history.
We share a very common history, India and Israel, we share a very special bond, and Israel has always been helpful to my country, and I'm very, very grateful for that. We have a special place for you guys in our hearts, and in this dark times, our whole support is with you guys. You guys are really banging out this terrorist people heart.
It is so important.
Yeah,
and it's even more so. Super important. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. So, Liat, in this fateful time, in this very dreadful, events are occurring, and we are getting a lot of horrible updates. So, in all these circumstances, how are you keeping yourself motivated? At the same time, how are you motivating the people around you to stay strong in this dark hour?
Well, I have two answers for you, and I think that both of them are in the question. Actually, that was well, verbalized. It is a dark time. It is a dark hour, but it's an hour,
Yeah.
and it will pass.
Exactly.
And it will pass. This people has learned. We have in our DNA that the capability and the resilience to stand face to face with dark times and to overcome, and not just overcome, get out of it stronger. It's really something that we are unfortunately used to do for thousands of years, and we will do it again. And you ask, like, how do we motivate others? So I think that one of the ways to deal with difficult times and times of darkness is actually to give from yourselves to others, which is, again, another thing that is very much tied into the Jewish spirit. It's about giving. So it comes easily to us, I think, and we use it. We use it to prevail, to keep ourselves sane, and to keep others around us safe and protect them. And then we find the strength in that.
Your words are really inspiring, even just to even think for a second that where we are getting so much of dreadful news every day, you guys are still having that Jewish spirit in your heart. You guys are still very strong. And I heard from one of the Israeli army officer that we Israeli don't need anyone's help. We are well capable to just finish away this terrorist with a push of a button. you know. Just one day before, I had another Israeli guest on my show, and he was also quite motivated. If I'm not wrong, he has also served in the army of Israel, and he was also quite motivated. He told me that uh, we Israelis are very capable to just finish away this Hamas within a push of a button, and I believe that strongly. You guys are very capable. You have been facing all these dangerous circumstances for the past thousands of years, and that's true, man. uh, I have seen on social media as well, and I've been reading a lot of news that many of the Israeli civilians are injured, and some are not doing so well. So many are taken for the safe shelter also. Have you met any one of them? And what was their reaction when you met them?
Well, I'm actually now, as I shared with you, I'm now in one of the conventions, like centers for people who are asked to leave their homes. So we have people who left the north of Israel, the Lebanese border. I'm one of them, but we also have, like, I think 80% in this community, in this new created community. And we have about, I think, 200 people here. I think 80% of them are from the south. So, but the people who got here are not physically injured, right? The ones that are physically injured are being treated with the fine hospitals that we have, and the fine staff that we have in those hospitals, Jews and Arabs, I have to say. Here you meet mostly people who are, mentally and spiritually hurt. You have to understand something. There is no one in Israel today that doesn't know someone who was injured or killed or abducted. To that, it's a small country. It's a very united community. I know that in the past few months, it didn't look that way through media because we had our disagreements. But this is what we do. We unite and disagree. It's very Jewish as well. It's very much in our DNA. We disagree and then we unite, and sometimes the order change. But you and add to the fact that everybody knows someone that in the most horrific way, the terrorists of Hamas actually documented and then shared with the world the horrors that they were doing while they were doing them. They were abusing children, elderly, girls, babies. I assume that you know, and I hope you haven't seen it, and I highly recommend you not to see it because it will stay with you for a very long time. But
Unfortunately, I have seen some of the images, and I'm quite disturbed. I'm quite disturbed seeing those.
Oh, but let me ask you, have you seen the video of which Hamas terrorists are holding an elderly woman who is a grandmother and then killing her and then using her phone to document it and upload it to her Facebook account live?
No, no, no. I didn't came to know. This is horrific.
It's horrific. Then let me continue. We have a video. There's a video online of a family being murdered by decapitation, one in front of the other, children and parents. And then the video ends with the heads in one side of the living room and the bodies on the other side. We have footages in online of execution of 40 young people at one. It's like a kitat yorim. I don't have the word, but it's like they were running away in the party, of the party that was there in the nature, a peace party, music party, about 3,000 young, beautiful, beautiful people from all over the world, by the way, not just from Israel, right? Participating in thing. And then all of a sudden they have to find their way to hide from the attack that started with missiles, right? So they run instinctively, because this is what we were told to do, into shelters, bomb shelters, right? And then the Hamas terrorists just come into those shelters and massacre all of them in one, in like. So there are videos of that as well.
To be very honest, I have read something about
that I'm talking about. One video of 40 in one bomb shelter. The total was 260 bodies collected in that party, from that party only. 1,400 total, 260 in that specific event. So you asked about injured. So no, I haven't seen yet someone, and I hope not to see, that was physically injured. But this kind of injuries that I'm talking about, just knowing the horrifics and seeing the images, they injure your soul. Okay, and those are the injuries that are more hard to
cure.
Identify, right? Give them names and give the right treatments, and it's not going to leave you. We know the effect of the Holocaust on the Jewish people, right? So we are seeing now events that are as horrific as
the
was
Holocaust.
seen.
You're saying it rightly. In my history textbooks, I have read about Holocaust. I have read many articles about Holocaust, and as I'm reading all this news about what's happening right now, how innocent civilians are being massacred, how innocent babies were being killed. I'm remembering all those what happened during the Holocaust, and I'm very petrified seeing all those things. I've got some of the images on social media, and those were very horrific. I told my mother about one of the events where the Hamas terrorists dissected the stomach of a pregnant lady. That was indeed very horrific to me. My mother was, very disturbed, and she just told me, "How can these people do like this? Don't they have any heart?" I was like, "No, they don't have."
We are all asking that question. So that I think about 24, we don't have final numbers of the people who were abducted. It's still like, unfolds as yeah. But we now, at this point, I don't want to commit to a specific number, but I think over 20 of the people who have been abducted are over 75.
Oh, that's sad.
So you do the numbers and do the math. There are Holocaust survivors among those people. So can you just imagine just being at that age in that situation, but then again, like reliving some of the things that you have seen? Like for us, it's just reliving because we are, again, it's a part of our history and it's a part of who we are. So we are all very much immersed in that, and that as being a part of our identity and who we are. So it's hard.
That's very, I don't have actually words to, if I say that I can feel your pain, even I think that will be a lie, because no one actually can feel the pain what Israeli people are suffering right now. That's only, and I think that curing the people of the trauma which they are facing right now, that will be even more difficult. But I'm sure you Israelis are really brave, and you will stand up again strong than before.
Amen.
And when I say stronger than before, I don't fail to appreciate the Israeli government and the Israeli army as well. What do you think about your government? Are they, as a citizen of Israel, are you satisfied by the way your government is handling the situation on all the fronts, the way they are coordinating with the army?
Listen, it's no secret that there is anger among the people about the Israeli government and the way they were handling this situation when it started. As I shared with you before, it's also not a secret that we had some challenges within the country with disagreements and, leading to this reality, which of course did not help. I think that the government itself is mad about itself, because how can you not be? This event was a surprise, which is entirely not a situation that this is not a situation that characterized the Israeli intelligence and our power and our ability and our history in the past years since the state was established. So yeah, naturally people are mad and angry and sometimes don't understand how could that happen. With that, I have to say two things, like super important. This is not the time to be drawn into anger or looking for people to blame. All of our energy now is directed to one thing and one thing only: to support our people, to support our army. This is a strong army, and we needed also facts, about a day and a half to regain control and to make sure that our hand is the upper hand, and we will continue to do so. So all energy is to strengthen our people and the IDF to do whatever it is that needs to be done to make sure never again. And the second thing is that the main anger of us Israelis, of Jews, of the Western world, your anger needs to be directed to the ones who are responsible to this terror attack, like the biggest terror attack known in one day in I think in the last year. It's bigger than other terror attacks that we know, of course, percentage-wise, but also in evil and this is the biggest attack on Jews since the Holocaust, right? So the anger needs to be directed to Hamas. This is Israel's interest now. This is the interest of the whole democratic world to abolish this organization. We need to make sure that this organization that acts exactly like ISIS will not exist.
Mm-hmm. Hamas is ISIS. Yeah, there's no doubt in that. Even I have read about a lot of terror attacks that have been happening for the past 30-40 years, say, but the terrorist attack of this extent of horrific acts, I have never heard about such or ever read about such. Even never got. Even in India, we had a lot of terrorist attacks, but never ever I heard about such horrific acts by terrorist people too. I have when I contacted you, when I came across your social media, I saw that you have been posting a lot about the updates of the war, what's going on at the ground level there. Again, we see that there are many media houses that they are portraying that it's the Israeli army that's targeting the Palestinian people, and they are the actual people who are responsible for all this is what's happening. What would you like to say to those media fellows?
All media that supports what's going on and that still holds the narrative of Palestinian people suffering, I understand them. I really do. I'll tell you why. I understand them because it's been years over years. All the world is going through brainwash. It's like a constant brainwash with information and narrative that has no connection to what's happening in real life on the ground here in Israel. A part of this brainwash is connected to this story or legend that Israel is only 75. Yeah, we were established in 1948, but Israel is 3,500 years old. We are 75 young. Okay, this was Judea much earlier than it was anything else. The name Palestine is a name that was given to this territory by the Romans in their attempt, the way to eliminate all connection historically or culturally of the Jewish people to the land in order to occupy it itself. The Palestinians took this name in the political arena in 1964 with the establishment of the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization. Now let's leave aside all of our attempts to reach out for peace that were happening again and again and again since 1948, since the establishment of this country, which was, by the way, a decision of the United Nations. We didn't take it by ourselves, right? It was given to us. Another narrative of a brainwash is the apartheid narrative, which I'm sure you've heard about. Like, seriously? This is a narrative that insults the history of South Africa. Really. It minimizes the real understanding of what apartheid is, which happened in other places and should be a part of their history, but it has nothing to do with what's going on over here. 20% of the population of Israel are Arabs. They are here from 1948. They hold identity cards, the same as mine, blue, amazing identity cards.
And you guys
Israeli.
used to live there peacefully. If I'm not wrong, you guys used to live there peacefully.
Most of the time we live here peacefully. Why shouldn't we? The Israeli Arabs has the same rights in this country like I have. They vote for the elections. They get voted and elected to be a part of our, government system. They are judges in our Supreme Courts. They are doctors. They are teachers. Some of them are actually now in the army fighting this war in very high positions.
Oh.
And the current stage of the brainwash is the one that makes me most angry. And I'm sure that you've noticed that I became a little bit more.
I can understand.
Yeah. The biggest brainwash of all is the understanding or the assumption that Israel occupies Gaza. Well, in fact, we are not in Gaza since 2005. We left Gaza without waiting for mutual agreement. We actually took out and evacuated Israeli communities from Gaza Strip. Look it up online. You will see how hard it was for the Israeli community to do this, because we wanted to give them the responsibility and the opportunity to develop and to rise and to have their local leadership rise up and do something great with that part of the country. You more than that, you know about the Erez road. There's a I'm sorry, I'm missing the word, but there's a there's an open fence, like there's an opening in the fence, the Ma'avar Erez, it's called, from where actually some of the terrorists, the Hamas terrorists, broke into Israel. This is an active passage of which every day, hundreds of Palestinians are coming into Israel to work. Okay, they are coming in here. A lot of trucks are going in with supply, with medicine, with whatever. Israel supplies Gaza with electricity and water. So this is occupation? I don't know. Okay, you know what? I know it's not. So the only thing I'm saying is know the fact. Know the fact. And then one more thing that you have to know. Israel will never cross the border into Gaza and murder 260 Palestinians who are dancing in a peace festival. Israel will never go into Gaza and murder innocent people in cold blood. Israel will never go into Gaza and decapitate the heads of babies and will rape young ladies over their dead friends' bodies. But Israel will defend itself. And anyone who has a criticism about that,
Israel has all the rights to defend itself. You have got all the rights to defend yourself. You deserve it.
But listen to this. Everyone who has a criticism about the fact that Israel has the right to defend itself should really look into his own morality very closely.
Exactly. True. I have came across some people who are blindly supporting this Hamas terrorists. There are many people on social media. Are you two facing some backlashes from such people?
Of course, all the time.
I can
all the time.
There are many brainwashed. We don't have any counting. We cannot count how many brainwashed people we have on social media as well. We Indians support Israel a lot. We love Israeli culture, and we are very grateful for all the support we have received from Israel till date. You have been one of the best allies we have on the international level, as well as in this fight against terrorism. India has always stood strong with Israel, and Israel has always supported India. We remember how you supported us during the 26/11 attacks. We have one in Mumbai. That was again a very horrific, and many people are facing the trauma of those attacks. Any message that would you like to convey to my Indian audience?
Yeah, and thank you for providing the platform to do so. I'll say a few things. I'll say, know the facts. Know that all Jews in the world are about 14, 15 million people. 7.5 million are in Israel, and the rest are in the rest of the world, which is, I think, 1.15% of the population in India, right?
Exactly.
So support us. I know that you can't, you can't actively participate in the war that we're currently having in the air and the ocean, on land, but you can definitely help in the war that is going on online.
We are helping you. We are with you.
Messages needs to be, know the fact. Enough for ignorance and darkness. Whoever supports Hamas supports ISIS.
Exactly.
And the most important one, people all over the world has the right to live peacefully with respect.
Exactly.
They need to prosper. They need to succeed. They need to watch their children grow up in peace.
Exactly.
And we wish that.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, ma'am. I'm really very grateful that even in such difficult hour, you just made up some time to come for this conversation. I'm very grateful, and it was really a pleasure talking to you. The way you've explained me about the ground level situations, I wasn't aware, to be very honest. What you have explained me till now, I think even media is failing to explain. But I will take up your voice to my Indian audience, and I will try to just spread the truth, what's actually going on. And I think it's a basic duty as a human being, which everyone who believes in humanity, in love, in peace should do that, right?
Words of wisdom.
Yep. And with this saying that you will stay safe, stay healthy, and please protect yourself and stay strong. This war will end very soon. I'm very sure Israel will be the victorious. And you have the support of USA. We have the support of nearly all of the countries of the world. India is with you. Indian people are with you, and we will always be with you guys. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for joining me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
We'll stay connected, and once this battle ends, we'll connect again once.
Let's do that.
My Indian audience is very excited to listen to you guys. They are very happy. They are very grateful for all your love and support, which Israel has been offering to India till now. We are very grateful for that, and we are happy to have friends like you.
We are happy to have friends like you on the other side of the world. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom in this specific day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.